Hello class, I am Ma'am Kibin, your teacher in TLE. Welcome to our very productive and informative discussion about calculate the production input and output. Have you ever tried to create your own recipe and calculate the cost of it? If you have already created one, you did a great job. What you need to know: learning competency, perform mathematical computation. Learning outcome 3, calculate the production of input and output. 3.1, compute for the percentage equivalence of actual spoilage and rejects. 3.2, calculate the percentage of actual yield recoveries according to enterprise requirements. In our lesson, we have 3 objectives. These are: identify the different methods in food processing, 2. Perform and follow the steps in making daing na bangus, and appreciate the importance of prolonging the shelf life of food fish processing. Before we start, let us check what you know about our lesson. So, the directions: identify what is being described in the following statements. Write your answer before the number. Number 1. What is the equivalent weight of 1 cup salt in grams? Letter A, 220 grams. Letter B, 230 grams. Letter C, 240 grams. Letter D, 250 grams. Okay, what's your answer? Very good. It is letter D, 250 grams. How about number 2? This is the ratio applied in dry salting to make brine. Is it A, 1:1, B, 1:2, C, 1:3, D, 1:4? Which of that 4 options is the correct answer? Very good. Letter C, 1:3. Number 3. If you buy 1/4 kilo of sugar to be used in pickling, how much is this in grams? Letter A, 250 grams. Letter B, 260 grams. Letter C, 270 grams. Letter D, 280 grams. So what's your answer? Correct. Letter A, 250 grams. Next number, number 4. This refers to the number of finished products after computing of the production output and input. Is it A, average cost? Letter B, input. Letter C, output. Letter D, yield. So what's your answer? Very good. It's letter D, yield. Number 5. Your mother asked you to buy 1 kilogram of fish for daing na bangus. How many grams are there in 1 kilogram? Letter A, 500 grams. Letter B, 1,000 grams. Letter C, 2,000 grams. And letter D, 2,500 grams. What's your answer, class? Very good. It is letter B, 1,000 grams. Let us unlock some difficult words. 1. Homogeneous. It is a solution which has a uniform composition and property. Another is solution. This refers to the homogeneous mixtures of substances with variable composition. Another word is production cost. This is the combined cost of raw materials and labor incurred in producing goods. The last word is brine. It is a solution of salt and water, wherein fish is soaked and cooked before finally smoking it. In our previous lesson, we discussed the different methods in preserving food. These are salting, pickling, bottling, smoking, canning, cooking, fermenting, drying, curing, and dehydrating. Drying is the oldest method in fish processing. In ancient times, the sun and the wind would have naturally weighed dried foods. Canning and refrigeration are the modern methods to preserve foods. Salting, drying, fermentation, and smoking are the traditional methods in preserving foods. In pickling, you need salt and acid, like in achara. In refrigeration or freezing, it needs negative 18 degrees Celsius or below. Why do we need to preserve foods? Correct, to prolong the shelf life of food. Have you ever experienced to buy ingredients in grocery store? If you did, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with carts. Speaking of carts, Rachel went to a grocery store to buy ingredients for her recipe. Can you help her to check the grocery item she bought? What are the ingredients used in fish processing? Correct. She needs vinegar, salt, water, oil, tomato sauce, sugar. If Rachel wants to make daing na bangus, what are the ingredients she needs to prepare? Very good. She needs crushed peppercorn, vinegar, salt, and garlic. Let us now proceed to the formulation and concentration of solutions according to specification and standards of the enterprise. A solution is a homogeneous mixture of substances with variable composition. The substance present in the major proportion is called solvent, whereas the substance present in the minor proportion is called solute. It is possible to have solution composed of several solutes. The process of solute dissolving in a solute called dissolution. Next is concentration. The concentration of a solution is defined as the amount of solute present in a given quantity of solvent. The most common way to express concentration is on the basis of the weight of solute per unit weight of solvent. For example, a salt solution may be prepared by dissolving 1.64 grams of sodium or sodium chloride in 100 grams of water. For example, a sugar solution may contain 50 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters of solvent. When we say solvent, solvent is the substance in which solute dissolves to produce homogeneous mixture, while solute, the substance that dissolves in solvent to produce homogeneous mixture. A good example of solvent is what? Yes, correct, water. And solute is the sugar, or salt is also an example of solute. So pag sinabi nating solute, ito yung mga tinutunaw na bagay. At ang solvent, ito yung nagtutunaw. Halimbawa nga na sinabi natin kanina, ang good example ng solvent ay tubig or water. At yung asukal at asin, ito ang tinatawag nating solute. There are various formulation and concentration of solutions, like in salting, curing. The ratio of salt to fish depends on the method of salting to be applied to the fish. If canned salting is used, the ratio is 1:7 by weight, wherein 1 part salt is added to 7 parts of fish. In brine salting, we use the ratio 1:4 by weight, wherein 1 part of salt is added to 4 parts of fish. While in dry salting, to make brine, you use 1:3 by weight, or you add 1 part of salt to 3 parts of fish. What is it? Calculating data on raw materials or ingredients, consumption, and corresponding percentage equivalent in line with enterprise requirements. Data gathering on raw materials and ingredients is necessary in order to compute and calculate production input and output of the finished products. The following are examples of data that are gathered based on the products to be done. Number 1. Pickled mixed vegetables. Data. Item. Sugar 250 grams. Vinegar 250 milliliters. Salt 15 grams. Carrots 150 grams. Sayote 250 grams. Bell pepper 75 grams. Garlic 50 grams. Ginger 50 grams. Onion 75 grams. Number 2. Mango jam. Data. Mango pulp 1 cup. Sugar 1 cup or 3/4 cup. Calamansi juice 1 teaspoon. For number 3, fermented fish, the data is fish or alamang 4 kilos. Salt 1 kilo. Actual spoilage rejects. Actual spoilage rejects and their corresponding percentage depends on the product to be made. For example, in mango jam, the spoilage refers to the peel of mango and seeds. The products left during packing are not classified as spoilage or rejects. In pickled fish, the skin of calamansi, garlic, and intestinal organ of fish are included in the spoilage. Lastly, in fermented fish, the other fishery products, small seashells, small stone, and seaweeds are the spoilage. Sa fish production, may itong tayong tinatawag na actual spoilage and rejects. Na ibig sabihin nito, ito yung mga nababawas doon sa mga nabili nating ingredients na nakaka-apekto doon sa fish production natin or doon sa finished products. Tulad halimbawa, pag bumili tayo ng mga ingredients tulad ng sibuyas, ng bawang, luya, or even calamansi, pagka ito ay kinamit, yung mga balat nito, yun yung tinatawag nating spoilage or rejects na nakababawas sa timbang ng ating finished product. Ganon din yung mga intestinal organ ng isda. Isa rin ito sa nakakabawas sa timbang. Here is the actual yield and recoveries. Yield refers to the number of finished products after computing for the production output and input. The formula in getting the percentage of yield is percentage yield is equal to production input over production output times 100. Records calculated data. Records calculated data report records based on the data gathered and computed on production output. Input, actual spoilage, rejects, actual yields, or recoveries are kept for documentation purposes. This will be the basis for determining the progress of whatever products to be done on process. Now, let's check what you've learned. So the directions, complete the following statement below. Number 1, the products left during the blank are not classified as spoilage or rejects. What's your answer? Very good. The correct answer is packing. Let's proceed to number 2. The actual spoilage, rejects, and their corresponding blank depends on the product to be made. So what is your answer? Great. It is percentage. Number 3. Yield refers to the number of blank after computing for the production output and input. So what is your answer, class? Great. Finished products. Next, number 4. Report records will be the basis for determining the blank of whatever product to be done on progress. What is your answer? Correct. The answer is progress. And number 5, data gathering on raw materials and blank is necessary in order to compute and calculate production input and output of the finished products. So what's your answer? Very good. It is ingredients. For our application, you are going to perform and follow the procedures in making daing na bangus. What will you need are the following: a medium size of milkfish, clean and scales removed. Another is 10 tablespoons white or cane vinegar. You need also 1 teaspoon crushed peppercorn, or kung tawagin natin ay durog na paminta. 1 head garlic crush, 1/4 teaspoon cayenne pepper powder, optional. So, ibig sabihin, pwedeng meron, pwedeng wala. Another is 1/2 teaspoon coarse sea salt or an ordinary table salt. 1/2 cup cooking oil. Here are the procedure in making daing na bangus. Number 1, combine vinegar, pepper, salt, garlic, and cayenne powder in a bowl. Stir mix the ingredients and set aside. Next, butterfly the bangus or milkfish and place it inside a large resealable plastic bag. Next, pour the vinegar mixture in the bag and let all the air out. Seal the bag and refrigerate it overnight. Next, you have to remove the fish from the bag and let the liquid drip. And followed by, heat the cooking oil in a pan. Once the oil gets hot, fry the fish in the medium heat until one side gets crisp. Turn it over and repeat the process on the other side. Then next, remove from the pan and place the serving plate. Serve with a bowl of spicy vinegar and share it to everyone. The criteria for daing na bangus: 1. Process used in preservation, 50%. Next, product presentation and packaging, 15%. The use of tools and equipment, 15%. Sanitation procedures, methods, safety works habits, 10%. Ability to present the process, 10%. Then the total is 100%. Yes, we're done. Your assignment is read and study our next lesson about how to compute for the cost of production. Thank you, class, and have a nice day.